Hello, hello, and welcome. I'm Damini Celebre, author of Painting the Landscape of Your Soul, and it is my mission to help share with you tools to get you out of your head and back into your heart. Because when we are out of our head and back into our heart, we can follow our soul's truth. Before we start, I'd like to ring a singing bowl, do a ritual of coming back inside, because this month we're talking about the body and our body wisdom. And our body really loves patterns and routines. These things that we'll be doing today and throughout the month will help you let your body know that you're getting out of your head and back into your heart. So allow yourself to just relax. Feel your feet on the ground, your butt on the chair. Allow your eyes to soften unless you're driving, and do this later. But just take a moment and just notice how your body feels right here, right now. Where's there tightness? Where there's hot? Where are you cold? Where is there constriction? Where is there fluttery, fluttery kind of things? Just notice it all. Okay. And allow yourself to begin to breathe. Bring your breath down to your belly. Bring your breath all the way down to your feet. And just notice how you feel in your body now. I also like to light a candle and light a little incense or sage. These are all the cues that I use to let my body know that I am coming into some heart-centered time, some deep listening time, and as far away as possible from my twirly mind. And you can imagine lighting a candle and using some scent. And then you could bring that into your morning, connecting into your body practice other times throughout the week. So how do you feel in your body now? What do you notice? What's shifted? What's different? Do you feel a little heavier? Yeah. And so notice what happens in your body as I continue to talk, because what happens is we always, when we come up to our head, where our energy rises up, rises up. And you know this because if we're all twirly, we get headaches, we get stiff shoulders, right? When we get caught up in our head and aren't using and accessing all the vitality in our body, not only our internal body wisdom, but just the flow of muscles and organs and all of that. The more contracted we get, the less flow we have in our body functions and in our life, right? Yeah, so notice how your energy went all the way up. Okay, so let's breath to belly to feet. Try to keep your energy down as much as possible, right? So, body wisdom is sometimes by some people called intuition, but I like to break it down a little bit more than that. Our body wisdom, or our instinct, if you will, is mammalian. It's self-preservation. It keeps us relatively safe. Um, and as we get older and we have life experiences, both good experiences and not so great experiences, our body begins to hold memories, and our body begins to help guide us to a way that's safe, right? But those safety points, often those places of keeping you safe, are also limiting. And, because when you were younger, something happened, you said, I'll never do this again, and you don't, right? So that aspect of your life kind of stops flowing, if you will. As we begin to evolve and change and explore our life of self-discovery, we bump into these limitations, right? And that's the inner game. That's what we talked about all through February, is the inner game. We bump into these things that keep us from being our brightest, best selves. Right? Crazy. So last month we talked about the inner game, and mostly our inner critic and these limiting beliefs that we have. But now that we kind of have that out of the way, let's go back and talk about how our body leads us. I believe that our body holds the roadmap for our transformation. And where that comes from is I'm also an acupuncturist. So in acupuncture theory, we have all these meridians or pathways and acupuncture points on the body. I'm a five-element acupuncturist, which is a little bit more Taoist and alchemical in nature. And so I believe these acupuncture points help us move towards our evolution, towards being our fullest authentic self. And so there's points there to help you move through spring. There's points there that help you when you get a roadblock. There's points there that help you get a vision when you feel stuck. I mean, these points all help guide us. So those points overlaid on our body help our body guide us on our transformation, hold our roadmap. Like those points are like little roadmaps. But also, from a Taoist standpoint, the essence of who we are comes into our bones and our marrow. So our bones and our marrow holds our truth. And then our heart. And our heart is that kind of container where our soul dialogues, communicates with us. That soul self that is the highest expression of us, that far surpasses the I can't, I'm not good enough, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff that was kind of trained out of us. So our goal is to be more in communication and more in flow with our heart, our body, and our soul's truth. And this first step, or at least in the offerings that I teach, is that you need to first follow how your body is leading you, right? And you know what? I know this sounds kind of wild and esoteric, but we do this already, right? So we do it when we're getting dressed. Oh, I want to wear that. Oh, no, that doesn't feel right. I don't want to wear that, and we just do this, right? We go back and forth. But in a way, it's our body saying, yeah, that feels right. That expands our energy, or that makes us feel more secure or protected, or this just makes me feel awful. Doesn't matter what it is. Just know that you're already following your body's wisdom. And what I like to do today is just help you follow it just a little bit more. So we also use our body wisdom when we are driving and we're lost and we're like, well, this direction feels right, or this direction feels right. Or I don't know about you, but I grew up in the city. So when I was younger, I'd be walking through the city and I would go to make a turn and I'd be like, oh, that does not feel right. Right? So we're already using our body wisdom. But let's move this conversation, and this is what we're going to talk about all through March. Let's move this conversation into enhancing and accessing and using our body and our body wisdom and intuition to help guide us, in the day to day. What am I eating? What do I want to dress? Blah, 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 left, right, forward. But also how to guide us, direct us towards being, or being on the path, towards being on the path of our brightest, best self, right? So, because we started this conversation with connecting into our body, where do you notice that all your energy is right now? Has it kind of come up a little bit? Do you feel like a little bit more contraction and tension has come into your body? Just notice. Yeah. And then the practice, breath to belly to feet. Wiggle your toes. If you want to get out of your head, the quickest way to get out of your head is to bring your awareness down to the furthest point away from your body, your toes, your feet. Great. Notice how doing breath, belly, feet just gives you a little bit more softness in your body. Right. So we talked a little bit about how our body guides us by these intuitive hits, we can call them. Left, right, forward, wear this, don't wear that. This feels right, that doesn't feel right, for example. But our body also guides us by feelings and sensations in our body. So pain, tightness, stiffness, you know, stuck emotions, feelings, hot, cold, all these sensations in our body. In acupuncture theory, there is this beautiful phrase, and I think it's one of the kind of core principles of what I teach, is that the heart should, in health, allow all emotions to flow. That means joy and grief and sadness and appropriate anger and all of these things, the whole gamut of our emotions, empathy, all of it. But when we get stuck in one range of that emotion, right, that is not flow. And you know this because sometimes you are just angry and you don't know why, and it's kind of a stuck pattern. You know, you and I have met people that are just angry all the time. We've also met people that are just sad all the time. And I'm not talking about circumstantial world events. I mean, because there's a reason to have those emotions. But that emotion where it gets stuck, I think we see that a lot with people that are in grief over something and they just never quite get over something, right? The heart is not allowing for flow. So in Chinese medicine theory, when the heart's not flowing, you know, that just slows down all the processes of our body, right? And that leads to illness. So part of recognizing what's going on in your body is to also allow and invite flow. So going back to emotions for a minute, you know, some people can get stuck in an emotion, and then sometimes we do all we can to hold back an emotion. And you know what? Holding back takes an enormous amount of energy. So we're inviting flow. We're inviting the opportunity to look into our body for all the feelings and sensations and emotions that are present there, and just going, ah, there you are, right? I use the embodied creative practices of writing, moving, drawing to help move, to help unstuck those emotions that are in our body. So then we can be in flow. Excuse me. So then we can be in flow of our most truest and authentic self. Right? Yay! So the first step is to come into the body, breath to belly to feet. So take a moment And just notice where in your body is tightness again, or where there's more curiosity, or there's more constriction, hot, cold, uncomfortable. Are there emotions popping up? Just notice. Don't judge. Don't go, oh my God, it's you again. Just say, oh, there you are again. What is your body? How is your body communicating with you? Because you know what? It's different for each and every one of us. First, we have to know how we're in relationship with ourselves, and then we could make adjustments. So if you can, go ahead and put your hand on a place that is the most on your body that's going, yeah, yeah, here, here. Pay attention to me. Pay attention to me. And for me, I'm just feeling some tightness right in the middle of my chest. So here's my invitation for you. Take a moment. Let's see. Does that feel right? Yeah. Take a moment and just kind of zone into that place in your body. And if you can, if you have the time, go ahead and write down everything that comes up when you bring your awareness to that part of your body. Okay? And if you don't have the opportunity to write, just kind of label 10 things and say them out loud, write them down. Right? The first step in recognizing and using your body and wisdom is to start recognizing how your body is communicating with you. At first, we do these more obvious communications, like where's their tightness, where's their uncomfortableness. Yeah. So, what are those 10 things that that body part has to share with you? And they may be kind of, oh, really? Insightful. Doesn't matter. Sometimes when we bring our attention to an area that has contraction, in this case, just by inviting it to have a little bit of expression, we allow for flow. And I'm not necessarily saying that's going to change your life here and now, but it's a start. It's kind of like opening a little pinhole in a balloon where the air just starts to flow out, right? Another way to think about it is if we think about all these energetic pathways in our body, and if we had a beaver dam that was called frustration, just saying those 10 words and looking at the frustration dam in the body will actually start loosening up some of the things that are holding the dam in place. Are you following me? Does this make sense? The first step to allowing your body to guide you is to recognize all the feelings and sensations that are going on. And the next step is to give it some expression without judgment, right? And so this week, I invite you to explore. This week, I invite you to take 5 minutes throughout your day. Just kind of check in with your body and say, oh, where does my body want me to focus on today? And write 10 words down. And just notice how you feel, right? The other thing you can do throughout the day is when you notice your head and your neck and your body getting contracted, do breath to belly to feet. Right? Part of the journey of self-discovery is recognition. Part of it is retraining the body, mind, spirit, muscle memory to go back to right, to normal, to flow. If you want to learn more about all of these things, go over to DaminiCelebrate.com. There you can have access to the podcasts from last month. You can go into the blog that has an enormous amount of resources. And if you want to learn more about creative alchemy, go ahead and look under the community page and look under the Creative Alchemy membership. There's a lot of different ways that you can get supported. You can come full in and join a community that is wanting authenticity, that is wanting flow, that is wanting to live as their brightest best self and be supported that way. Or you can do it on your own. It's all good. If you like what you're listening to, please like, subscribe, and share it with a friend, right? I believe that more that we can live as our brightest best self, we mirror that for other people in the world, right? So until next week, check in with your body, first with breath, belly, feet, and then say, what is my body trying to tell me today? And write down 10 things. And until next week, I hope you have a brilliant week.